Greetings, Management 1010 Interdisciplinary Leadership students. Welcome to our class. Here we are really nearing maybe the middle or kind of towards the end of week 1 of our class, and I hope that you have had an opportunity to get into pause and to explore our class and kind of check out some of the different things. I think you're going to like this class, and in the leadership we just have so many great concepts to cover. It's just such a rich class that as you read the materials and really delve into it, I think you're really going to enjoy this class. I want to introduce myself. I am your instructor, Dr. Joan McGrory, and please call me Dr. Joan as we continue on. And what I wanted to do as part of this introduction is also just kind of introduce our class, maybe click on a few things here, and talk about the syllabus and the schedule, right, that I've provided in pause, right? So, first of all, on my screen here, you'll see, and the most important thing that I want to talk about is the attendance quiz. You know, in an online class, I can't call the roll, so I very much rely on you to take this attendance quiz just to let me know that you're in the class and that you've successfully, gotten into the system, right? So make sure you take that attendance quiz because I use that to report your attendance to the college. Now also you'll see some materials like the pause orientation quiz that just helps you get a better understanding of the online environment and ensure that you have that information. I will do a second attendance quiz, but for now, really most important that you get some points for that too, as we're going to talk about in the syllabus by completing that attendance quiz. Okay. Hopefully you have your textbook, and there's a picture of it on the screen and on the home page of our course, so that you have that and you can start reading. Do expect to spend some time going through the reading. In my opinion, it's fascinating reading. It's the kind of reading that pulls you in, but some of it is self-discovery, and so you really need to make time to immerse yourself in the reading. Also, and we're going to talk about the schedule in general and our assignments overall, but we have a movie that you're going to watch. Now, we have several movies throughout the semester, but the importance of the movies is that they let you see the concepts that you've read about. Uh-oh, go away. They let you see the concepts that we've read about demonstrated. Right? So it's as if we have actors that come on the set and demonstrate them. Now, the first movie that you're going to watch, the first required movie, is 12 O'Clock High. And this video, as you'll see, is an older video. Some of you may have seen it already, but it is... it's a kind of a hallmark movie that is used in almost every leadership training I've ever heard of. Okay, so it's a great example. Some of our other movies will be more current as we go along, but you can find the 12 O'Clock High movie at the library, but there are limited copies available. So it's very important that you do not wait until the day before or even 2 days before, because you may find that some of your classmates are currently watching the movie. They may have it checked out. Now, as I ask you to watch movies, I'm also always aware that students have many ways to watch movies. There's things like Netflix and I don't know what else is there, Hulu and everything else, right? So if you have different ways to find those movies and watch it, that's fine. These are often popular movies. In fact, I find that 12 O'Clock High is very frequently on television. It'll show up on MeTV, which is a free channel. So comes through even the antenna, right? So you can watch it there. But make sure that you watch it. It is required, and it correlates with your reading very well, okay? So that's just, first of all, a quick things that we have to take care of. But on top of that, let's now go into the syllabus. Let's delve into it. If you went to the content page of our class, and you've got lots of information that you need to look through, how this course works, assessment tools, communication. There are links to the syllabus and to the schedule, and those are the things that I'm going to talk about. You have to kind of be patient as this loads. Okay, now, so this takes you to my website, and you can see that I have the syllabus here in both PDF in Word format, so whichever one works best for you. I'm just going to open the PDF file. And I won't read the whole thing to you. You are college students, and I know that you are perfectly capable of reading this. And in fact, hopefully you've already read through it, right? Now, nice table of contents here in regards to the course description, the textbook that you need, how to get in touch with me, your grades, the methods of evaluation, and those are the things that we're going to talk about, okay? So I'm scrolling down here. Okay, first things first. I give you all my contact information, but one really important thing is that we do use this pause system. And when you have something you want to talk to me about that is class related, then I want you to use the pause email system. In your syllabus, I provide a video on how to do this, but you'll find that through the class list button here, that it's very easy to email me, and you'll see that I'm marked as the teacher here, and see the little house there next to it. Or if you find, you want to email one of your classmates, whoever you want to email, I'll pick me, you just put a check next to their name, okay, in the box next to their name, and you click the email icon here, this little bitty icon there. And you'll find that this pops up. It's already pre-filled out with my name on the to line. Okay, and then you can put a subject in here, and you can put a message. I have my signature there, but you can type a message in here, send that email to me. Now, I also use this email system to communicate with you, so I do ask that you check it daily. Just asking for one time per day, and as an online student, really that should be a minimum for you. You may even want to check it more frequently, but I do require just once per day. If you don't know already, and you probably do, when you're on the My Home, this is kind of the most all-inclusive way to check your email. If you go back to My Home and pause and then check email, then you'll always be able to find email from me, from your classmates, from your other instructors, however that works, okay? So, or whoever else is out there. So let me go back into our class. I'm kind of clicking around, and let's continue through, all these dialog boxes coming up. Let's continue through the syllabus. I won't make this video too long. I couldn't help but insert some pictures of some of the leaders that we are going to study throughout this chapter. This is a very rich course, and again, give yourself time to do the reading and to immerse yourself in it and to watch those movies, because that's where you're really going to get something out of it. This course, perhaps more so than any other course you've taken, you are going to get out of it what you invest into it, okay? So really important that you do that. You'll see the course description here, and you'll also see the course objectives. Now, the objectives are 5 things that we've identified as being essential to understanding this course. At the end of the semester, you're going to take a test on these objectives. We call them Student Learning Objectives, or SLOs, okay? So you'll take the SLO test at the end of the class. This is a standardized test for this class. If you've taken other business classes, you have probably taken an SLO test before. It's 15 questions, multiple choice. I'll tell you more about it as we get further along the semester, because we won't take it until close to the end. Now, I do have the required textbook here, and all the information, hopefully, that you need to get that. You can get it from the bookstore, right? Let's see, and other materials that you will need. You will need a word processor so that you can submit that. Microsoft Word is commonly available here at the college. So make sure you look at the other required material. Here's some more of our leaders that we're going to study. All right. Okay. Now, then I get into kind of communicating with the instructor, and that is really important in an online course because you may find, that you have questions. I'm not going to read that to you because I expect that you have already read it. What I want to get down here too is the methods of evaluation. These, in other words, are your assignments. Now, I do have more detailed explanation of the assignments further in the syllabus, but this is kind of an overview of those methods. But I do expect that you'll read the whole syllabus. So first of all, you are going to have chapter quizzes in pause. These quizzes present the questions in a randomized order. the answers to the questions are multiple choice, and those possibilities, those answer choices, are also randomized. Here's why I did that. Because I allow you to take the quizzes as many times as you want. Unlimited. The more you take it, the more you are immersing yourself into the subject matter, and the deeper your learning will be. Now, in addition to that, you take the quiz as many times as you want. I am only going to record the very highest grade that you earn, regardless of the order that it was earned in. Okay, so out of a 10-point quiz question, if you score a 2 and you say, oh, well, goodness, that's terrible, and then you come back, you try again, you make a 10, okay? What I don't want to happen is I don't want you to never take the quiz again, because that means that you're not immersing yourself in the material. So to encourage you to continue to take the quiz, I take away the risk. I say if you make a 2, a 10, and then a 5, I'm still going to give you the 10 that you earned because it was your highest score. So I only record the highest score. So you must be saying to yourself right now, what's the catch? There's got to be a catch. The other shoe is going to fall. Well, here's the catch. Since I'm giving you unlimited attempts at the quiz, I'm only recording your highest grade, and by the way, I give you a drop grade in your quizzes, then I simply require that you don't quit on yourself. There are no students in this class who cannot earn at least a C. And I think even a better than a C grade. I think you should be shooting for an A. So don't quit on the quiz until you've made that good score. So if you make a 70%, which is 7 out of 10, or better, then that grade will count, right? You say, you know what, this week I'm short on time. I got 82%, and then you stop, then your score is an 82. But if you take the quiz and you make lower than 70%, then you will earn 0 points for that. Don't quit on yourself. It doesn't count if you just go in there, click, 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 and don't really get serious about it. 70% or better, and that's I think a minimal bar. I think you should be shooting for 90% or better. It's open notes, open book, not open neighbor. You should work alone. Unlimited attempts, only the highest grade is recorded. You can do it, right? Don't you agree you can do it? I mean, this is just fantastic. So don't forget to do your pause orientation quiz, and then you'll see the 10 chapter quizzes there. Each 10 question quiz is 10 points. So, you know, this is just going to drag you through the chapter and help you to focus on some of the important things. As I continue down the syllabus, I want to talk about some of your writing assignments. I always chuckle at this because students will say, oh my goodness, I have to write these big papers. Well, no you don't, not at all. And as you can see in the syllabus here, you have 5, I call them writing assignments because they are not big papers. As you watch movies, and there are 5 movies that you must watch, and many of these movies can be viewed online. 12 O'Clock High is your first movie, and it cannot be viewed online. So you need to make time to go to the library or else explore another option for watching that movie. But for all these movies, you need to watch them, and I have questions that I have prepared. They are in the pause drop box. If you're not sure how to use the pause drop box, I've provided a video there for you that demonstrates that process. Print the questions, read the questions, watch the movie. As you're watching the movie, you may want to take some notes, right? You know, kind of scribble them underneath the question so that later on, when you're writing your response, you'll have that information. Now, typically, and hear this in balance. As I tell you this, I want you to keep the scales balanced. As a good leader, that is like one of the most important skills, okay? It is not a paper. It is not a one-word answer, okay? If I ask you a question, which I do in the movie, as you know, in these writing assignments, I need you to, here's the key word, demonstrate to me, explain to me, make me aware of what you learned and how you are seeing that applied in the movie. Okay? The questions will often begin by saying something about the textbook. It will say, as you saw in the article written by Greenleaf, and you saw these characteristics demonstrated in the movie. Or I will say, on this page there are these values, these characteristics. What did you see demonstrated in the movie? How did you see it demonstrated, right? Now let me tell you the common mistakes that students make so that you can avoid them and you can be very successful, okay? The first mistake that students make is they will just type the 3 words, or they'll name the characteristic. He was happy. That is not going to earn you points, okay? When was he happy? Where in the movie? What transpired? What character was saying what to the other? What was the situation? Because that really affects what was transpiring between the characters. You have to make sure that I understand that you didn't just look at the at your neighbor's paper or classmates' paper and type what they typed. Okay, you got to make it clear to me that you understood something. This is for a grade. It's for 20 points, right? You know this. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know, but I am reminding you that it is a requirement. Okay, now that's one side of the scale. Remember, we have to keep these things in balance. So here's the other side of the scale. Don't retell the movie to me. Well, you see, in 12 o'clock high, we have these 2 leaders. They were different leaders. Here's what happened at the beginning of the movie. Here's what happened in the middle of the movie. And here's what happened at the end of the movie. I know how the movie went. I don't want you to summarize the movie to me. This is about the application of what you've read in the textbook and that you're seeing it in the movie. So as you answer the questions, I don't want to scare you with this because these movies are great. I've had students, depending on the movie, and you have to use appropriate judgment here, include family members and really have some great discussion about leadership. And so I think that's fantastic when you begin to immerse yourself so into the subject that you bring your life into it. That to me is quite exciting. So but demonstrate that to me. Let me understand that you are getting it and that you do see it in the movie. Okay. Now that's true for each of the 5 movie assignments. They're spaced out throughout the chapter. So make sure you're looking ahead at those movies. And you're using your schedule. You do have this beautiful online schedule that tells you. And has colors and all this kind of stuff to highlight, in yellow highlight the required movies. 12 o'clock high, you're going to end up watching Hotel Rwanda. I will caution you that is not necessarily a family movie. It depends on how old people in your family are and a lot of other factors, but be forewarned, okay? There's Remember the Titans. There's Apollo 13. There's Norma Ray. So there's a lot of good stuff in here, okay? But be looking ahead so that you can have that available to you when you need it. Don't wait till the last minute. I have mentioned the SLO exam. SLO, Student Learning Objectives. They are in the syllabus. We're going to test on those at the end. You're going to do great because you're going to prepare for it. And then we have exams. We have 3 exams. Each one is 100 points, right? And you'll notice here, though, that it says that there's only 200 points. That's because, again, you have a drop grade. So one of your quizzes is a drop grade. There are no writing assignment drop grades. You must do all of them. These are great movies. I want you to watch each one of them. And there's 1 exam drop grade. Okay, now, I'm going to tell you the inside scoop. Don't tell anybody. If I was you, I would notice that the first exam covers chapters 1 through 6. And I would try to do really, really well on that exam. Then, come the exam number 2 on chapters 7 through 10. Well, that's only 3 chapters. I can surely do well on that one. But look at that last exam, the comprehensive final. It's going to cover all those chapters. So it's going to be Christmas time coming and Thanksgiving, as you're going to be all full from getting together with your family and friends and celebrating, and you're going to be in that holiday festive spirit. And are you going to want to go back to today and cover chapter 1 and 2 and remember all that? Well, Everybody is required to take a final exam, but everybody has one drop grade. The lowest exam will be dropped. If you did really well on exam 1 and you did really well on exam 2, then if you make a 0 on the comprehensive final, then I guess that would be your drop grade. So plan for success. That's what I want you to do. Take those quizzes as many times as you want and really immerse yourself into those questions, because those questions, that pool of questions, will appear again for the exam. So the quizzes you earn points for are study tools for the exam. And this is just, folks, about allowing some time and preparing for success. And I think you can do that. Now, there are some extra credit opportunities, and in this particular class, I think it's really appropriate that you can earn extra credit points as described here in the syllabus, and you can read that, by participating in activities through our Service Learning Office. I've given you the information there. We'll have some things come up throughout the semester, and I'll talk more about it. It does require giving of your time. There are ways that you can use things that you are currently doing as service learning projects, but they do have to be registered. In the Dropbox, you'll see more details about that, and you can go ahead and look at that information now. But let me emphasize this. I do have students who email me to say that you don't have any time to give to do anything. And some of the time requirements are really quite light, okay? Well, what I want you to understand is that this is extra credit. It is not free gimme points, and there is no such thing as doing nothing all semester long and then doing one thing that is going to save your grade in the course, okay? This is just a little boost in points. I will give you up to 10 points total, 5 points per project. These are not points on your final grade. They are not points on your final grade. These are points that are added into all the points that you earn. And your final grade calculation, and you'll see that explained on the next page, how do I calculate my grade, is just simply adding up all the points that you've earned, including the extra credit points, and dividing it by the total number of points possible. And as you see here, you can earn up to 445 required points, right? So read through that carefully, but I hope that overview has introduced you into the subject. But this is, when we talk about service learning projects, first of all, don't turn away from it before you explore it, because there are many things that you can do throughout the semester, including, I believe there's some online opportunities, but we'll talk more about these things later. But do expect to invest a little time in that. Now, in terms of how do I grade, I use a pretty standard scale of 90 to 100 is an A and 80 to 89 is a B, that kind of thing. And typically as I go over this in the class, somebody's hand is already going up so that they can ask me, do you round up or not? Okay, I hate that question. And I'll tell you why I hate that question. Because what you're telling me right now is, what's the least thing I can do to get by? If I could earn an 80, should I do that, or should I try to just cut my efforts back to a 79? This is not about that. This is a leadership course. This is something about setting a standard of success for yourself. So you're not planning for your demise. You are planning for your success. And that means the A. That means don't quit at 70, or don't quit at 65 or 69, but don't stop just because you passed the 70% mark. Shoot for 100%. That is the mastery of learning. And I think you can do that in this course. You will have to plan. It won't happen automatically. Put together a schedule. Spend some time in this stuff every day. Seriously, just flip open the book, read a couple pages, open the quiz, spend 30 minutes going through the quiz, see how you do. You're not going to hurt your grade because you have unlimited opportunities. Watch the movie, print the questions, talk about the questions with your family and friends, and make sure you do a nice job. Spelling and grammar do matter, okay? They really do. You're a college student, and I know you can do it. Now, as we go through this, I'm on page 10 of the syllabus, you can see here, and this is the more detailed explanation of the syllabus, and you do need to read this. I won't read it to you, but you do need to read it. One thing that I'll point out, two things total, is with the exams, you'll notice there's no makeups, okay? There are no makeups because you have a drop grade. So I have the schedule out there, and you can look at it right now. All the dates are available to you. You have a window of availability to take the exams, and you need to complete the exams during that time. So I don't do makeups. Part of being a leader is setting the example. And if you were the leader, and I have a great interview to share with you from the CEO of Popeye's Chicken, just a wonderful leadership spirit in her. And you have to be there on time. You would expect your employees to be on time. So your exam needs to be submitted on time. You are the example, and you can do this. And in planning for your career, it is important to submit these things on time. So there are no makeups. You need to plan now to do the work and to do it on time. In that same vein, you will find that I'm very much a stickler for deadlines and timelines. This is maybe part of the introduction. I think this is a great class, and I'm happy to answer questions and to assist students. And please know that as you email me. However, when the assumption is that the deadlines will be extended, that is a bad assumption. When you email me, and oftentimes I find that students write it as a statement, go in there and extend that deadline, I wonder where we've missed the mark here, because you need to plan to finish it on time. Those assignments, many of the quizzes, I think 6 chapters are open to you right now. If you even suspect that you may have a time conflict later that would cause you to be late, then complete the assignment early so that it's done on time. And plan for the unexpected. You are going to be called in to work, right? The library will be closed for Labor Day. There will be, I say that, I believe that is true, but check their hours. You will run into these things. These things are not problems when you have 3 and 4 and 5 days remaining. They are problems if the quizzes are due at 11:55 p.m. on their due dates. At 11:30, it's a crisis. 11:30 right before it's due, it's a crisis. 2 days earlier, it's just I've got to make a change, right? So don't put yourself into a box where you have no alternatives. When you schedule and plan, get one of the student handbooks and prepare when you're going to work on things, write that out, you will be successful. That is a key skill for success in classes and success in the job, okay? So I've given you some examples there, and I realize my screen is flickering here. I apologize. I'm waiting for it to reload. So you can go through and read some of these other things. There's about the Dropbox, about participation, and of course a link to the schedule. And so you could actually see that from the faculty webpage as well. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to close that. Let me go back to, oops. Let me go back over here if I can to from this page. There's a separate link to the schedule, but you can just click that link. And I'm going to again open the schedule in PDF format. And you can print this off. You know, it doesn't look like that on my computer. Well, y'all email me and let me know if you can read the schedule properly, because that's strange. The copy I have printed here looks fine. Interesting. Okay. So anyway, as you read this, it must just still be loading, I think. Okay, so as you read this, look, I'm giving you due dates, I'm telling you assignments, I'm telling you what you need to be working on, and so use this schedule. But successful students will make their own schedule because you have multiple classes, you have many responsibilities, family, work, those kind of things. Make your own calendar. If I say Chapter 2 is due September 17th, if you have a major paper due for another class that same day, you may need to plan to finish this early or the other assignment early. So put that plan in place now, okay? You can do that. You can do that. I promise you, you can. Okay, so explore our pause site. I wanted to introduce myself and just say I'm Dr. Joan, and I'm glad to meet you, and I think we're going to have a great semester together. We'll talk more throughout the the semester. And don't forget to post your introduction, I believe, in the discussion board. Isn't that right? And again, I think we're going to have a great class. So yes, class introduction. I've got 5 discussions out there. I look forward to reading about you and learning more about you. So welcome to our class, and we'll be talking very soon. Thanks.